when the new manager came in, obviously United were rock bottom, and we're talking about the recruitment. But I think what was key as well was the 5 or 6 players who left. I'm not knocking all these players, but they were experienced players. Pogba, Matic, Jesse Lingard, lads who've been around and kind of knew they were leaving. They knew a few months ago they were going to be leaving. Their contracts are up with most of them. And I think that wasn't helping. Whereas there definitely feels around the club a bit new energy. New manager obviously put a few markers down after such a bad start to the season. And that momentum, that feel-good factor is certainly back at the club. And you feel the energy levels are slightly different.
You mentioned it's been a good couple of months. So the other player there that has left, although it wasn't in the summer, is Ronaldo. And you can't really avoid that when you see how United have done since the World Cup and certain individuals.
Yeah, and I think that's helped the manager and the club. Obviously, no one wanted that hanging over for the second part of the season. That should have been dealt with in the summer. That was the issue with Ronaldo's scenario. The fact is, he obviously wasn't going to sit in the bench and be happy with it. So there was always going to be problems for that. That should have been dealt with, but that has been now. So Ronaldo's moved on, and that is not hanging over the club anymore. But also, again, the other 5 or 6 players who left, big players, Cavani, these lads who were maybe fringe players are coming off the bench, and when they were coming on, they weren't bringing much to the party because they felt they should have been starting. That's where you talk about the so-called subs and fringe players. They've got to come on and be ready. Whereas the players last year who weren't involved, you just felt they were energy sappers.
From your experiences of being in squads and fringe players managing squads as well, is the key to it honesty? Is that what we're saying? So that, you know, even if you have a good 20 minutes as a sub, okay, that's brilliant. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to start next time, so that you don't create false hope.
It's key to having a manager who is boss, and I don't think Manchester United had that last year. They didn't have an Erik Ten Hag who was at the top of the reign, saying, I am the boss, I'm in charge, I pick the team, and we say, right, it's my way. We've seen incidents in the season so far. He's dealt with it, it's been put to bed, and the players know where they stand. From timekeeping, little things, all transforms onto the pitch to make you together as a group.
And last year was a caretaker manager for the second half of the season, and there was that doubt hanging over. So when the manager hasn't got that power, the players see through it, and that's why the players then take the mick out of the club situation or the manager. And again, he wasn't calling the shots, so players could take advantage of that, and you could see it out on the pitch. There was no hiding place.